you for giving me an opportunity to speak on 193 discussion on situation on Ukraine. We have witnessed loss of lives, chaos and disruption due to this conflict. And I congratulate the government for Operation Ganga. But there were several loopholes and issues which I would like to highlight and also expect the government to reply on these issues. First aspect is the economic aspect. The geopolitical tension between Russia and Ukraine has led to global supply disruptions, resulting in steep increase in global commodity prices, including prices of crude oil, gas, edible oils, fertilizers. Government of India is closely monitoring the global prices movement and their impact on India's economy through trade. Major items of export from India to Russia is pharmaceuticals, telecom instruments, iron, steel, coal, fertilizer. Major items of export from India to Ukraine is pharmaceutical, telecom instruments, iron and steel. As per the feedback received from industry, exports of some products from India are likely to be affected, including pharmaceuticals, telecom instruments, coffee and tea. As both Ukraine and Russia are major exporters of wheat, with more than 25% share in global wheat trade, disruption of exports from these countries thus provide India an opportunity to increase our export of wheat. Second is problems faced during the evacuation. Evacuation of the citizens from war zones is extremely difficult task. Foreign nationals who want to go back to their families are hard put. Indian citizens, particularly the students, most of them undergoing education in medical courses, have been facing the difficult time. Whereas most of the countries took away their citizens back home from Ukraine, the government of India failed to act on time. This is despite several requests from students to the embassy in Kyiv. When the war started, instead of organizing evacuation of students, the Indian embassy in Ukraine only kept on issuing advisories to the students to reach borders of Poland or Romania. It was an horrendous task for the students since from some places these borders are about 15 kilometers away. Several young boys and girls braved through the harsh weather and shelling to reach the borders. Evacuation means to bring a person out of the crisis, out from the crisis area, but here the students walked several kilometers or paid exorbitant amount to hire vehicles to reach the borders from where they could take the journey back home safely. It is, however, unfortunate that instead of praising the students for showing bravery in crossing the borders, the question is raised about the studies, their capabilities and their knowledge. The pertinent issue which has come to the fore now is why should Indian students opt for admission in the colleges abroad in such a large number? They are studying not only in Ukraine, but in much larger number in USA, Canada, China. Many are in Philippines, Kazakhstan. According to the website of National Medical Commission, presently India has 605 medical colleges with 90,825 seats for the undergraduate course. Out of these 306 colleges with 45,000 seats are in the state sector. The number of colleges in the private sector is 289 with 43,000 seats and other 10 colleges with 1,800 seats. The tuition fee in the private colleges ranges from 60 lakhs to 1 crore rupees. This is far beyond the capacity of even the middle classes. Therefore, the students look for relatively cost-effective institutions for study in the colleges abroad. Total cost including the travel and stay is around 30 lakh rupees. To get registered with NMC, these students have to clear the foreign medical graduate exam. Those who pass this exam become as par with the others. So to raise such frivolous issue of the standard of education is to hide the failure to provide medical education at affordable rates inside the country. Prime Minister has said that more medical colleges need to be opened in the country to prevent our students from going abroad and has called upon the private sector to come forward. It is important to see that the career of these young students does not suffer. They are now much worried about the future. Government should reassure that they will take up the matter with empathy. All efforts, sir, I am the only one. All efforts should be made for the continuation of these studies in Ukraine. Once the situation improves, the decision of NMC to allow internees to do internship in India is a welcoming step. Others who are still in the graduation process should be assured that if things do not improve in Ukraine, they should be adjusted here in government colleges. Maharashtra government has asked the center to reach out to Russia and other Eastern European countries close to Ukraine with a request to accommodate Indian medical students in their universities to enable the war-affected students to complete their course. Maharashtra government is working on a policy to create a remedy plan for such students that also includes assessing the possibility to accommodate them at universities here. Maharashtra government is planning to provide a stopgap help to the affected students in Maharashtra in the form of extending theory lessons online and allowing library access in the medical colleges across state. While this is expected to be help to students enrolled in third year and above in medical colleges in Ukraine, those from first or second year will be encouraged to appear for NEET, which determines the medical admission in India. Curriculum of the first 2 years in Ukraine does not include medical knowledge, so they are not at par with the first year syllabus in India. Such students can appear for NEET and restart their studies. MUHS is trying to connect with universities in Ukraine to understand their syllabus and their plan with regard to completing the students' training. The state government and MUHS have also decided to begin the process of data collection at local levels with the help of local administration. It is estimated that out of 18,000 Indian students enrolled in medical education in 33 universities in Ukraine, around 2,000 are from Maharashtra. As demanded by other members of parliament, I would request the government to follow Maharashtra's government model and carry out a complete analysis for rehabilitation of these medical students.
Now conclude.
The other problem is the Indian Drug Manufacturers Association has said that the prices of raw materials derived from benzene or other petroleum products would rise due to conflict, leading to pharma exports to look for buyers elsewhere. Pharmaceuticals accounted for 30% of India's total exports to Ukraine between April and December last year, amounting to $173 million. Russia, on the other side, purchased pharma products worth $386 million in the same period. The sunflower, the Ukraine and Russia together, last point, sir. Ukraine and Russia together account for 90% of the India's sunflower oil exports. Sunflower oil is one of the most edible oil consumed in India. So this should also be thought after. Then India should act as a mediator. Russia Foreign Minister Lavrov has said that India can mediate between Moscow and Kyiv as the peace talks between the two countries fail to come up with solutions yet to end the war. If India is with its position of just and rational approach to international problems, it can support such process. I request the government to act as a mediator and establish our country as a strong power in international affairs. Thank you, sir.